Here's the thing about Soundgarden. Soundgarden are one of the oldest uh, Seattle grunge rock bands. They started out in the mid '80s with Kim Fayhill and Chris Cornell forming a band together. They've had various members, but the current lineup of Fayhill, Cornell, bassist Ben Shepherd, and drummer Matt Cameron have been in place since 1990, when the original bass, well, original, when bass player Hiro Yakamoto left the band after recording and doing some touring on the Loud Love record, and then Ben Shepherd joined up for Bad Motorfinger, and then subsequently um, has been in the band for the most successful part of their career. Echo of Miles is the latest album from Soundgarden, and it's not an album proper. It's a collection of B-sides and tracks that have been on movie soundtracks and whatnot, and haven't been on a proper Soundgarden record. So that's what Echo of Miles is. Now that I picked up the first disc edition, or the single disc edition, which is also available in a special 3-disc edition. The second disc, if you decide to pony up the nearly $60 for the 3-disc Super Deluxe edition, the second disc contains an album of all covers that they've done, and the third disc contains some videos and other um, previously hard to find or unreleased recordings. So there's nothing on here that hasn't seen the light of day in some way, shape, or form, with the exception of the last two songs entitled Christie and Storm. The Christie and Storm were both recorded during the most recent album, which was called King Animal, which was released back in 12, and was an extremely good record. So here's about the thing about Soundgarden, what I started off saying. Soundgarden, not only have they been around longer than almost any other Seattle grunge band, they're also, I would dare to say, the best of them. And that probably helps contribute to the longevity. Um, Now, there's going to be people out there who disagree with me, and they would be fair to do so. But take for example, um, what Soundgarden have done. They can never have been accused ever in their recording career, in their career as a band, of having inconsistent sounds from one record to the next. Every record they've put out has given a Soundgarden sound, and has never disappointed the fans. There have been records that, as a fan, I've thought, this is a good record. I'm not disappointed with this, but it's not as good as this other record. For example, like the previously mentioned King Animal, I think it's the best record they've done since 1990's Bad Motorfinger, and I personally think Bad Motorfinger is Soundgarden's best record. There's going to be fans out there who disagree with me. Their most financially successful and critically acclaimed record was Super Unknown, and that's an extremely good piece of work, and it stands up, all these years later. But nearly 20 years later now. But oh no, over 20 years now. That came out in 1994. I keep forgetting it's actually 2015. Wow, crazy. So, as a Soundgarden fan, your collection is not complete, and you will not be disappointed. If you're a huge fan and you go out and you buy all the singles and you get all the Seattle era stuff you could possibly get your hands on, you're going to have all the songs that are on here, with the exception of Christie and Storm. Um, uh, but never have all the songs on this collection been available on one succinct Soundgarden record, and that was the reason they put it together. Plus, there's some excellent essays in here. Well, there's in the single disc edition, there's an excellent essay of writings and explanations of the songs by guitar player Kim Fayhill, and he seems to be the curator of the Soundgarden legacy, and he treats it with a lot of respect. If you've only been following Soundgarden throughout their A&M Records career, meaning from Loud Love onward, If you're hoping for some rarities from their Sub Pop days and even earlier, unfortunately you're going to be disappointed. There's nothing here from the Flower or the Fop sessions, but again, there are some songs on here that were released as B-sides for singles from the Loud Love sessions. So, Soundgarden are on tour this summer. They are going to be here in Southern Ontario playing Big Music Fest in Kitchener, along with Jane's Addiction and Extreme, which is just an odd lineup. I can see, anyways, maybe the through line there is Nuno Bettencourt made an album with Jane's Addiction frontman Perry Farrell back in 2005 entitled Satellite Party. But we could talk about it again later. So, Soundgarden are on tour. If you didn't get a chance to see them back in their quote-unquote heyday, they're still putting out extremely good music. They're still putting on very, very good shows. Everyone is sober and playing at the best of their abilities. So you won't be disappointed. Don't forget to go to soundgardenworld.com as well and hit up your local record store or your favorite download store for the single disc edition, which you should be able to pick up for under $15. And the big multi-disc set is available typically from $50 to $70. It's always better to have a physical copy because it's just better. It's just better. When the zombie apocalypse comes, there's going to be plenty of batteries in the world, and you're going to be able to play CDs on Discmans that are still floating around. But when your iPad runs out, or your iPod runs out, or your digital device runs out, you're screwed. Where are you going to get your music from? Nowhere. Except for me, who still has a working Discman. I got all the other devices, but I really prefer a good pair of headphones and a Discman when I'm on for a walk. If I'm going jogging, then I'll wear something smaller. But anyways, tangent. I have to make an apology right now. I didn't post yesterday. I do realize this show is called An Album a Day online. Yesterday night, I put my daughter to bed and I fell asleep beside her. Everyone say, "Oh, isn't that sweet?" But it is sweet. So shut up. So I got up at midnight last night and I could have posted for yesterday, but I just didn't feel like it. I will endeavor to make sure that the album a day name actually makes sure I'm posting an album a day, but there you go. And here comes my dog. So, Soundgarden, Echo of Miles, very, very good collection. I recommend it highly. If you're a casual Soundgarden fan, you probably won't, there she is again. You probably don't need to pick this up. You should maybe think about getting the special anniversary edition of Super Unknown, which was their 1995 classic with Spoon Man and The Day I Tried to Live, and one of my favorite songs, Limo Wreck. I got a great story about that, but I can tell that another time. So don't forget to like and subscribe below, and leave comments. What's your favorite Soundgarden record? And go out there, discover some new music, listen to some music, and I'll see you tomorrow. Dog. Dog.